Young faces in the Gold Coast lineup, and that lad at the back in number 1 is Russell Bussian, a name that you'll probably hear pronounced differently during the commentary. Seems to be a difference of opinion. Looking to my right to the face of Mr. Sterling, and to my left to Mr. Vorton is Gold Coast kicker. So this rugby league encounter, historic as it is underway, and Lazarus makes a good run of about 12 metres back outside the 20-metre line. Andrew G is the second forward to take it up on this set. They've played around about 8 times, these two clubs, and the Gold Coast won the very first game back in 1988. I thought for a moment Sailor might have put a foot into touch. Langer holds it back, lets Mark Hones go. Peter Ryan joins in, Kevin Walters gives it, G gives it on. Now O'Neill goes out to the left wing, and charging down there is Michael Hancock, steps off the left foot. He's 10 metres out on tackle 5.
Big tackle by Clinton Moore.
Chance now for the Broncos. Langer drops onto the right foot, came off the hands of the Gold Coast player. I don't think the referee agrees with that comment, and he's ordered the turnover.
Well, they're under plenty of pressure there, the Gold Coast. Dale Shearer trips coming out of dummy half. This was the kick. Came off the shin. I don't think he did play at it, so Bill Harrigan has ruled. He's come into this team and done some good things as they go wide. Dale Shearer trying to set up his outside men. The pass wasn't a good one to Freestone, but he cleans up.
Now Bussian again. Clinton Moore wrestled down by Alan Langer. This is the last, so Dale Shearer will probably go to the air, and that he does. It's not a bad kick either. Landing on the 10-metre line. Wendell Sailor's lost sight of it. Harrigan watches very closely and then orders it back for the 20-metre tap place kick.
Well, there's a big chance there for the Gold Coast because no one touched that football as far as I'm concerned. If they had got a hand of ball, it was a try. Scott Freestone, the man in the end, chasing it, the big prop forward. Look at him striding out there, trying to get the football, but no luck for the Coast.
In fact, he had David Westley from Canberra, had his name on a contract, and they lost him to the more illustrious Raiders. Russell Bussian puts the kick through. One of the Broncos got totally lost there. It was Julian O'Neill, and Gold Coast are within 2 metres of the line. A chance for them. The fullback gives it out. Herring turns it back to the right. Going ahead is David Woods. He runs into a wall of defence, and Woods is forced back. 10 metres out from the line. Craig Coleman calls for it, runs across a couple of paces, and Groves is put away by Lazarus. Now from Val. Coleman runs it. Tries to put a short ball in, he does! Oh, great pass! Tremendous combination, and Shearer, he gets the try. Little Tucker Coleman. Magic stuff from the former Rabbitoh, and the Coast lead Brisbane 4-0 after a quarter of an hour.
Well, the Brisbane mistake, 3 tackles earlier. Now look at Craig Coleman, goes across the field. He knows he's got Shearer on the inside, throws a little dummy, and there's a little gap there for Dale Shearer. Too much power to push Peter Ryan out of the way, and the Coast, they've struck.
Yeah, good option running it on the last. I thought Peter Ryan was a little bit slow coming across. Coleman shaped the kick. Ryan was there, but by that stage, Dale Shearer had too much momentum up. They did come up with possession. And 2 rucks later, they put the first try on the board.
Adrian Vowles from 15 metres out. Oh, gee, that's a costly miss. It was very kickable. 4-0 in favour of Gold Coast Seagulls. This is how it happened.
Right, how many times have we seen Craig Coleman run to the line like this with South Sydney, and now he's put on a try for Shearer. Really had plenty of work to do, had to get through Peter Ryan, one of the noted defenders in the Brisbane side.
That's him with the ball now. Scrums, 4 of them decided, all won by the Gold Coast, and again they give it up on the second tackle. They weren't made to pay the previous set of 6. Will they be made to pay now? Madison to play it. They're just inside the 30-metre line as Andrew G lumbers up to the opposition and goes down 25 metres out, but they're working to centre field where they become very dangerous. Langer, Kevin Walters, the ball is still with him as he's put down by Dale Shearer. Khan sends Mark Hone back into the forwards, and Hone comes out the other side. Khan was there to support, and Brisbane are that close, just 7 metres from the line. Karen Walters Langer had to pick it up off the bootlaces. Peter Ryan is put on the ground. Tackled by Brett Horsnell. This is the last. What will Langer do? Here he is with it now. Holds it back. Walters goes plummeting towards the line. The ball, a brush up in the back play. I'm just trying to work out.
Where is the ball?
The ball is finished up in the hands of Walters, I thought. That was the turnover. Rowdy Shearer comes away. Good question. What happened to the ball?
Some great defence there. Dale Shearer featured on a couple of occasions. I've got no idea what happens here. There it goes loose. So good defence forces it out. And then Willie Kahn comes in, tries to drive back. Terry Cook.
I was trying to work out what Willie Kahn got upset about. And let me assure you, from our vantage point, you're far better off watching it on the monitor than we are. Oh, here's a mistake for the Broncos. So the scrum will pack down 35 metres out from the Broncos line. The face of Julian O'Neill says it all. 35 out. Shearer went from the left to the right. Picked up a winger out there in the shape of Clinton Moore. 25 out from the Brisbane line. And placement on for the Gold Coast. I think it might be Kevin Campion. But here's Coleman. Oh, Gill! Gill is within 2 metres of the line. He'll play it. They're looking for a quick play. The ball. Shearer hits it up, flicks it out for Coleman. Knocked down in Brisbane. Brisbane have forced the scrum, but it'll be a Gold Coast feed.
Oh, but what about the tackle by Julian O'Neill, the try-saver on Peter Gill? He showed plenty of speed to get through the gap, Gill. Lovely pass by Coleman. Look at this, holding the ball up. Big gap there. O'Neill saved the try.
It's exactly the same way that Gold Coast scored last week as they go the blind side. Peter Gill can't find support.
Coleman a dummy half. This is the hooker, Herring. Ray Herring. Been with the Gold Coast for practically their entire Winfield Cup life. Freestone. He's 1.5 metres from the line. And they try to grab a kick ahead and regather. But a knock-on has been ruled by Bill Harrigan. Plenty of the field available for them as they work it to the right. This is the last. Langer kicks across to that wide side of the ground, and the Gold Coast have cleaned it up.
Yeah, well taken by Clinton Moore over there. He was under some pressure too. There was plenty of Broncos players rushing through on him, but he handled it pretty well. Got up and left the ground.
The other winger now, Scarden. Memories of him in a match that we did for the Gold Coast. I think he was playing 5/8. Craig Coleman comes slicing through the defence. He's created a lot of problems in the game for the Broncos. Shearer. This long driving kick, turning the big Brisbane Broncos around. And Julian O'Neill has been kept extra busy. 9 minutes of the first half remaining. Langer away from dummy half. A long run for Alan Langer towards the sideline. He was looking for Sailor to come inside. Now a touch judge goes in.
You're feeling it wouldn't bother, would you?
Well, this will be against Brisbane, I would imagine, for a touchy to go in. It's normally a report on the attacking team.
Both Wendell Sailor and Alan Langer were upset with John Scarden.
And the Gold Coast will come out of this with a tap just outside the 30-metre line, I would expect. That's what's happened. Only the second penalty in the game. It's hard to believe. Just 2 penalties in about 35 minutes of football. 25 out from the line. They go towards the centre of the ground. Herring a dummy half. Coleman looking for runners, and they come from a fairly plentiful supply of forwards. They're all anxious to have a part of the action. Horsnell, a special night. Are they going to make it into something really special? Shearer, short pass for David Woods, back for Shearer. Then he kicks out to Wendell Sailor's wing. Sailor is going to be thrown over the in-touch in-goal area. So it's excellent work by the Gold Coast Seagulls. But Shire's Corral Oval, which the big sign says at the top of the screen, but it's welcome back now. The resumption of play, not missing any of the action. Busian put down about 25 metres out from his opposition try line. And 28 is Bartrim, Wayne Bartrim. He's a goal-kicking forward. Now Horsnell. Horsnell's about 8 metres out from the line. A Bronco is down injured. Coleman flick passes. Gill is brought down 5 metres out from the line. Still there's a Bronco down injured. I think it's Peter Ryan. Now Woods, oh, good pass! Try! Try time again! The Gold Coast get another try. It is number 27, Kevin Campion, who has scored the try, but David Woods, take a bow. That was a great pass. You'll see it again. The Gold Coast lead 8-0 now.
Another well-deserved try to the Coast, taking advantage of the fact there's only 12 men available for the Broncos. Lovely ball by Woods, one of his best ever, I feel, and Campion's over for the try.
He's got the opportunity to enlarge the lead. Already it's looking significant, but again he misses from almost the same position on the field. It's been very much a game indicated truly by the scoreboard. 8-0 in favour of the Seagulls, getting close to half-time as the Broncos try for some points before the break, but denied by Adrian Vowles. Play just inside the 20-metre line. This will be the last set of 6. Ray Herring to play it. As slowly as you like. Dale Shearer soaks up a few more seconds. He had a concentrated look at the timepiece before he went to dummy half. And there's the siren now. Well, Bill Harrigan will call a halt on the end of this play, which he does. And at the break, it's 8-0 in favour of the Seagulls. Gold Coast 8, Brisbane no score, 2 tries to 0. For David Woods. Gave a pass earlier in the game that promoted a try. Coleman is the destroyer. The ball carrier here is Terry Cook, and they take him over the sideline.
That's a bit of poor play there by the Coast. Yeah, Coleman and Shearer, the architects behind this Gold Coast lead at the moment. See Tugger, whenever he drifts across the field, he always draws a couple out of the line. There's normally a gap out there. On that occasion, the gap was over the sideline.
Now, the Shearer kick. Then a step around Peter Ryan. And Saylor gets under this one okay. I did say to you earlier, the lights here are outstanding.
He's gone out here, Wendell.
He's gone out, yeah.
Oh, hands on the head for Wendell. He's played so well for them. He said he was disappointed to go back to reserve grade. He got used to being with the guys in the top grade. He did well to get around Scarden, and then some good defence from Vowles coming across. He's forced the mistake.
Scrum right on the halfway mark. And this timepiece pressing on. 9 minutes of the second half gone. Seagulls 8-0 in front. Freestone flicks it out the back. Herring has to hurdle the tackler. Shearer does the dancing. Bartrim supports him. They've got it down to the 10-metre line, the Seagulls. Is try number 3 coming? Horsnell, 2 metres from the line. Battle stations for Brisbane. Terry Cook tries to do it himself. Last tackle. Coleman. Fallen upon by Brett Galea.
It was a very poor play, the ball, and that threw Craig Coleman out. He was desperately trying to get the ball into the in-goal area to force another set of 6, courtesy of the line dropout. But it was a sloppy play, the ball. That took time away from him. By the time he shaped the kick, Madison was well and truly up there.
The Coast go back. Terry Cook. Terry Cook. goes from the line. Herring. Is that David Woods back out there? It is. Herring once more, delivering for Coleman to push on to Shearer. Shearer steps, gets it away. It's a try. It's another try to one of the replacements, Kevin Campion. That's his second try.
Yeah, isn't what? Dale Shearer having an absolute stormer here tonight for the Coast. Oh, great play by the Coast. Once again, it's come from a Brisbane mistake in their own quarter line. Wayne Bennett, he'll be spewing. Look at Shearer, throws the big dummy, the defence keeps going. He finds it'll get there, and Campion does well to come again. Good second phase play. That's try number 2.
And again, it was fairly lazy defence on the inside from Julian O'Neill and Glenn Lazarus, who left that hole there. It was staggered, the defence of the Brisbane team. You'd have to think that this one would be a successful conversion attempt. In fact, Kevin Campion is taking the shot of his own try there. No problems there. That extends the lead. 14-0 in favour of the Gold Coast. Who would have thought this?
50 minutes gone. Friday night football. The Coast in front of Brisbane.
Last try, the Seagulls.
Played by Busian. Fed for Coleman. Campion.
Yeah, that was raked out by a Brisbane player. Bill Harrigan right on the spot. Campion was hitting the ball up on the fringe of the ruck. There's no doubt a Brisbane hand came in here and played out the football. There you see, it's Kevin Walters. Well,
I'm putting it to you. Was he attempting a tackle? The attempt to convert, the penalty, I should say, is wide, but it goes dead anyway. Broncos just inside the 30-metre line. Now they're inside the 20-metre line as big Mark Hone barges his way towards the line, and a penalty goes to the Broncos, interfering with Mark Hone as he got up to play the ball. They won't go for the shot. They're going to play on, and out it comes now with Walters trying to put the attack together. 10 metres out from the line. Madison dummy half to the blind side. G cutting back as Johns. Just no organisation on occasions here for the Broncos. Normally everybody knows where the other person is going, but it looks like they are totally strangers tonight. Gill in 28. Close to the line. Can they do it with Madison? Yes! Madison gets over the line. Terry Madison puts them on the board for the first time. 14-4, Gold Coast leading, 57 minutes gone.
Terry Madison has been one pretty strong player for the Broncos tonight. Kerrod Wallace just gets out of dummy half and draws a couple in there. I thought Dale Shearer might have done a bit better with that tackle. He went high, and that left Madison's leg still pumping, and that's why he scored the try.
Yes, and David Woods on his inside went up much quicker than did Dale Shearer.
Madison does the honours himself, right in front. And 14 points to 6 in favour of the Seagulls. I tell you what, the way they've played tonight, Wayne Bennett, he might be putting the knife through a couple of these players when they announce the team next Tuesday, because they have had opportunities even to just shut the ball down, but they've been lethargic. Ray Herring is now on the 10-metre line, anything but lethargic. Coleman for Shearer. Short pass. Oh, here's Scarden. Scarden goes in and scores their 4th try. This is one hell of a rugby league shot here. It's unfolding at the 59th minute. Gold Coast 18, Brisbane 6.
Well, it was a vintage pass there from Dale Shearer. They put on one of the favourite plays with a lot of teams, the man coming from the outside in, and that was Scarden. You saw that Chris John stayed with his man.
Well, price of ours for this kick. He's missed a couple of sitters. In he comes. Oh, that's a shock. He's kidding. He's huge.
Dale Shearer. I'm glad you said that.
Oh, he's a good mate of mine, old halves.
Certainly hope so.
Used to run off me back in '84 at Manly.
That's probably why he looks like he does. Here's Terry Cook now. 30 metres away from the Brisbane line. 18-6. And the Gold Coast lead the Broncos. This is the 9th time they've clashed. 7-1 the scoreboard at the moment, but it's about to be adjusted. Coleman floating it. Campion.
Here's Shearer in position on the right-hand side. Will he go for field goal? It looks pretty good. That was the play. 19 points to 6 in favour of the Seagulls after 67 minutes, and they're doing it in style.
The man that's doing most talking on the Gold Coast at the moment, Craig Coleman. Gary said he hasn't shut up from the time they ran out there. Here's a chance for the Broncos. A race for the ball, and Willie Kahn appeals for it.
I think Dale Shearer's got there first. Still very fleet of foot. Willie Kahn, he made up a few links.
Ladies and gentlemen, tonight's attendance.
Just replayed by the Broncos here. The kick through, and look at Kahn on the charge. He knew all about it. There's Clinton Moore chasing, also Dale Shearer. One of the Coast players got the hand up, probably more.
You probably wouldn't think so tonight, but they are. Gill, great pass, try. Julian O'Neill gets the try. What a great pass by Brett Gill. 19-10.
Well, this one obviously will go right down to the wire now. This try has been scored close to the sticks. 19-10 kick to come. What a magnificent pass by Gill. David Woods put one on earlier in the match for the Gold Coast. This is equally, if not as good or better than the one by that round the... Oh, it's better, for sure. And O'Neill, the big left foot step. Harrigan's in the way. Get out of the way, Billy.
Madison. And they've got another converted try. So 19-12. That's what they said about this weekend.
Well, it is a beauty next week, isn't it? Friday night football is a replay of last year's grand final again, Brisbane up against St George.
Kerrod Walters goes for a scamper away from dummy half, floats the ball out. The Broncos looking for late tries. Wendell Saylor, he gets it down basketball fashion for O'Neill. Intercepted by the Gold Coast, and Tugger Coleman, Craig Coleman, he hasn't got the pace. Dale Shearer, Shearer, he comes from nowhere to support. Well, Coleman and Shearer, they have played the lead and support roles here tonight.
What about Tugger getting run down by Lazarus?
How's he going after the
World's slowest halfback.
He did a great job, Lazarus. He stopped Coleman from scoring, and then he came up with an ankle tap on Dale Shearer.
Little Coleman, he had the Volkswagen legs pumping, but big Lazarus ground him down. Gold Coast, can they get a try with 35 seconds to go? David Wood stands. Coleman looking to put a player off the head. Oh, it's on again! It's on again! Another try! Peter Gill, he gets their 5th try. Now, what a win this has been!
Too easy for the Case. Tugger Coleman, once again, he got the intercept and he sets up this try with a lovely depth pass. Here's the incident here. Here's the intercept. Tugger, he showed some pace to get to the football. That's
where it stopped.
That's where it stopped. He's got the head down doing his best. Lazo's cruising over. And then Rowdy came. And right into this Rowdy, his ankle tap, pops the ball up just for himself again, and Tugger holds it up, and Peter Gill, too easy.
Well, Dale Shearer will convert the Peter Gill try, and that scoreline's going to be embarrassing for Brisbane. There she goes. I wonder why he wasn't kicking earlier in the night. Had he been kicking earlier, maybe it'd be over the 30 mark. Full time, Gold Coast 25. I'll take it slowly. Gold Coast 25, Brisbane 12.